You can order the brake caliper and caliper mount used in the video on the CarParts.com website via the link in the description. Turn off your vehicle's engine. Set the parking brake. Pull the hood release handle and open the hood. Open the brake fluid reservoir. Loosen the stud bolts on the front wheels. Lift the front of your vehicle. We strongly suggest watching our video on how to jack your Ram 1500 safely before carrying out this step. Place the vehicle on the jack stands. In order to change the brake caliper and caliper mount on your vehicle, you will need to take off the wheels to have full access. Don't forget to put the wheels under the vehicle. Turn the brake disc inward to make this operation easier. Before removing the entire braking system, use a ratchet and a 15mm socket to undo the banjo screw while the caliper is attached to its support. In order to change the brake caliper and caliper mount on your vehicle, we recommend watching our video on how to change the brake discs and pads on a Ram 1500. We show you how to remove the caliper, the pads, the caliper mount, and the discs if you decide to change them as we have done in this video. Once you have removed all these parts, get the caliper. Place a used pad in the caliper. Then using a clamp or brake windback tool, press the pistons into the caliper. This step is essential when installing the new pads, but it also allows you to remove brake fluid contained in the caliper. In this case, we're replacing the caliper because the pistons are extremely corroded and are not functioning properly. As the pistons enter the caliper, brake fluid will flow back into the brake fluid reservoir. Hey, it's Alex from CarParts.com. If you enjoyed this video and want to support us, like, comment, and subscribe. Okay, back to work. Place a container to collect the fluid under the caliper, since the brake fluid may leak out. Here's a tip. You can limit the amount of brake fluid leakage by clamping the brake hose with a brake hose clamp. It is better to use this technique if you're planning to also change the brake hose. Using a ratchet and a 15mm socket, unscrew the banjo screw connecting the hose to the caliper. Then, remove the banjo screw from the hose. Remove the copper gaskets from the banjo screw. Get the new seals and the banjo screw. Put a seal on the banjo screw and install the assembly on the hose. Then, put the second seal on the banjo screw. You can order the brake caliper and caliper mount used in the video on the CarParts.com website via the link in the description. Get the new assembly and unscrew the slide pins. Grab the caliper. If you want to know which tools and parts we use in this video, just check the description and you'll find everything you need. Screw the banjo screw that connects the brake hose to the caliper back in. Remove the brake hose clamp. Finish tightening the brake hose attachment with the torque wrench. You can attach the caliper to the upper control arm. In order to put the brake disc, caliper mount, and brake pads back on your vehicle, we recommend watching our video on how to replace the brake discs and pads on a Ram 1500. Detach the caliper. Put the new brake caliper in place and screw in the new slide pins by hand at first. Block the rotation of the guide pins with a 17mm wrench and screw the slide pins back in using a socket wrench and a 13mm socket. Finish tightening using a torque wrench. When replacing a brake caliper, you need to bleed the brake fluid system to remove air from the system. To do this, we suggest watching our video, How to Bleed the Brake Fluid System, Ram 1500. Clean both sides of the brake disc with brake cleaner and a cloth to remove the grease before installing the new pads. When doing this operation, you should also replace the brake hose with a new one. To do this, we suggest watching our video, How to Replace the Front Brake Hose, Ram 1500. Then, you will be able to put the wheels back on your vehicle. Put the car back on the ground and block the wheels properly. Don't forget to screw the brake fluid cap back on before starting the car. Attention! Before using your vehicle again, start your car and pump the brake pedal a few times to push the brake pads together again. Try to drive smoothly and avoid sudden braking for the first 30 miles or so to avoid glazing the new pads. Operation complete.